She's mine. She's with me. So just let her in. She's with me.
That's fine.
So here we are at the Chicago Auto Show once again, 2019. I don't know how many times I've been here so far. This is third times as media. Third media pass. But I've been coming for a very long time, and we're gonna check out what it's got.
That, like I'm not in your shot.
I know. We gotta do this.
I want to be part of that bouquet.
I know. I don't have that reach and that lens, but it's look at that lens.
It looks good.
So this time around, we're not doing like I did last year. The year before, I think I just did a montage video. Last year, I did like reviews of the cars. This year, I'm just talking to you guys. We're just gonna chat. It's gonna be a vlog. We're gonna check out some cars. That's the new GT500 right there.
Sure is.
Sure is.
Ooh, she pretty.
While we're right here, let's go check it out. So luckily my cousin has a nice gimbal, so we're gonna get some nice shots of this thing, but it looks amazing. I don't think pictures do this thing justice. I know that it looks good in pictures, but I think it looks better in actual person. So carbon fiber wheels, nice spoiler. I was actually worried about the spoiler, the way it sits on here, but it actually sits really nice on the car. Very aggressive, of course. I mean, it's a GT500. Love the hood, love the front, the wheels, the calipers, the rotors. I mean, everything's massive on this car. From what I understand, though, it does only come in the dual clutch transmission, which, I mean, I know it's a better transmission than manual, but I still like manual. Manual, automatic is boring. Manual is not boring. Facts. I don't care if you got pedal shifters or not. Manual is still not boring.
There's something about the motion that you just feel like you're making it go.
Yeah, pushing the clutch down, you're shifting the gears. It's just so much better. All right, so here we are in the Bullet. Now, I know this is a last year's car. This is not new, but last year we didn't get a chance to sit in it, and this year we do. And really, just like the other Mustangs, it feels like a Mustang in here. It's very nice, though. I mean, the leather steering wheel, shift knob. Very nice. This is the lowest it can sit, and I have a pretty good amount of room. Very nice, though. I really like the interior of these new cars. There is a digital gauge cluster on this one, but I don't think the car has power to be able to check that out. But I do like everything about this car on the inside. It has these nice switches here next to the engine start-stop. Everything's very nice in here. The seats actually feel very good. I know some people said the Recaros are not maybe comfortable for long drives, but I mean, honestly, I can't imagine that this wouldn't be comfortable. When I'm sitting in it right now, it feels perfectly fine and very bolstering too. These definitely would hold you in on a track day. No, I like it a lot, and there's a lot of leg room. This car is for tall people because I have to actually move my seat up to be able to properly push down the pedal and everything. So here's a controversial car.
I don't give a shit about controversial. It's pretty as hell.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I get the complaint, but like a visual complaint, I don't understand because it's not a bad looking car.
Gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
It's not a bad. Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't look exactly like the concept did.
Do you know what it looks like?
But
to me, right now, from this angle, it looks like a big boy FRS.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people were saying, that it's just a bigger model of the FRS. But
it looks like
here's my complaint. My complaint isn't. I love the exterior.
Yeah.
My biggest complaint, and it's not even the engine. The engine's from BMW, so a lot of people are complaining that it's a BMW engine. It's not a Toyota engine. I don't care.
Sure.
Because the old Toyota had inline 6. They don't make inline 6s, so they worked with a company that does.
They still put an inline 6 in?
Yeah, it's an inline 6 twin turbo. My complaint is that when they went a lot BMW. So the interior's BMW, instead of it could have been Lexus. It didn't have to be a BMW interior, but it is.
What do you mean? What interior? Like, what do you mean?
It's from the BMW model that they took the engine from. The interior is the same stuff.
You mean like the dash and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a BMW interior.
Okay, so it's like what they did when they made the Pontiac stuff for Chevy.
And it's not lug nuts with studs, it's lug bolts like BMWs. So they're bolts that hold up the wheels. Yeah. So, but they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that.
It seems like that shouldn't be a problem because BMW doesn't really. I've never seen or heard a problem with BMW on track days. But that seems like conceptually to me. Granted, I'm not as informed as you, but that seems conceptually like it could be a problem on the track.
To me, it was just like that wasn't necessary to do. Because they could have easily taken that from an RCF, so I'm not really too worried about where they could have gotten that from.
Are they using the same drivetrain though? Is it maybe because of that?
It is a ZF drivetrain, which they also use in the RCF. So I don't.
Yep. Nope. You got no. Yeah. There's no.
Yeah. So that was the only thing that. But I love the car. I think it looks really good.
Beautiful, dude.
I'm perfectly fine with them using a BMW.
It's like a fucking Hot Wheels in real life.
Yeah. It's a legit beautiful car. I mean, it doesn't look exactly like the concept did, but you can definitely see that it's there. It has the concepts. It's just like the concept had a longer hood. It had a smaller middle grille, and the outside was wider, so the middle was smaller. And then
I mean, I'm not
and
really
the
mad about it.
mirrors were different. Obviously, they weren't like that.
Yeah, because they were that real small.
But like, it's a good-looking car.
They were like,
I don't care what
they went
says.
real supercar with it on the concept.
It's a really good-looking car. So here I am at, why is that light off? Here I am in the FRS, and I love how this car always feels and sits. For a small car, it can fit a pretty big human being. I'm about 6'1", and I have plenty of leg room, headroom. Although the seat does feel like it's not sitting as low, but you can definitely go higher. But that was the lowest it can go, but there's still pretty decent amount of room. Yeah, I'm really happy with this car. There is rumors that it might not be happening anymore because Subaru, I guess, doesn't want to do it anymore, but we'll see what happens, because I hope that's not the case, because this is a great entry-level rear-wheel drive car that you can have great fun in on a track. So I hope Toyota does end up keeping it. I know we all complain that it needs more power. Some people will fight that it doesn't. I think it does need a little bit more power, but at the end of the day, it's still a great car, and I hope Toyota continues with it. Here we are in the Wrangler, Gladiator, right? Gladiator? The Jeep Gladiator. It's the Wrangler pickup. Are you not entertained? It's the Wrangler pickup. And, I mean, just like last year's Wrangler, the interior is very nice, the dash is very nice. The exterior looks like a Wrangler with a bed, so really can't complain about that. If you're a fan of the Wrangler, you're gonna like the style of this. I hear the new transmission, automatic transmission in these, is a ZF transmission, so that should help it feel better. I drove it like a 2012 model at the Smoky Mountains when I was on Tail of the Dragon, and that automatic was horrible, so I'm hoping, because this is a ZF, it would be better. But I mean, it's not bad. It's got room in here, once again, for 661. It's nice. I like the interior, as I said. I like the stereo, the gauge cluster. Everything looks good. I'm like, I can't imagine this is a bad job.
No, it's not. I have a lot of fun with this for sure. You guys buckled up, ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go.
Alrighty. You guys are in the 2019 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon Unlimited. The Unlimited is the 4-door version of it. Come to the first obstacle. This is ground clearance. So this one in particular has 10.8 inches of ground clearance. Right now I have it in 4-low. I have it in manual. I'm in the second gear on it. And again, I hardly have my foot on the gas at all. We're able to crawl right up.
This is great.
Super smooth ride. I mean, for climbing stairs, for
what you're doing, this isn't horrible at all.
Yep. They do have the Dana 44 straight axles for front and rear. Let's come to this portion too. This is a key feature for them. This is the electronic disconnecting sway bar. So even on this, when our axis is like this, all 4 wheels are on the ground right now with traction.
Oh wow!
So you'll see some of the other Jeeps out here too. They, they'll have a tire or 2 tires up in the air. A lot of those Jeeps have power distribution. They'll push power to whatever tire does have traction. So come to off camber here too. I think it's the next page loaded up. So again, this is just going to be advertising that suspension package on it, the disconnected sway bars. So on this one, we're never losing traction.
That's crazy.
Yep. So again, on this portion here too, this is a pitch and roll feature they have now in the off-road pages. So it's going to show your pitch, your roll, and it'll be kind of key. Here's up on a 25-degree angle.
That's crazy.
And I mean, you can hang out here all day. It's not going anywhere.
That's impressive.
Mom would never let me get a Jeep. I'm serious. Next time.
Well, you can guarantee her it won't. There's no issues these days.
Yep. As we get to this next portion here, this is a 35-degree incline. This Jeep in particular is an 84-to-1 crawl ratio, which is again why I'm going to have it in 4-low, keeping it in second gear, and we're going to be able to crawl right up it. A lot of other features in here though too. You guys have the dual climate, heated seats, heated steering wheels now.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the interiors of these new ones.
Oh yeah.
So I hear the wow, that's crazy.
Oh, that's
20 feet up.
It's like you're on a roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say it's like we were in a rocket going up.
Yep, different look of the show place, that's for sure. 35-degree angle down. Again, being able to stop wherever I want in this hill is the cool part.
Seatbelt check.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
Now being a drill on this one, again, they're all capable of drill rate. It's going to have steel skid plates at the bottom, steel rocking panels on the sides, a 17-inch rim and a 33-inch all-terrain tire. And again, if we're going over boulders, it's just kind of coasting over.
Oh yeah. So I hear this has the new ZF transmission. Is that correct?
Yes, this is an 8-speed transmission in this one. It's going to get you about 16 in the city, 21 on the highway. They're capable of a little bit more depending on the model. Get you guys up and over on this part. Yeah, and I highly recommend if you guys have time, hop on some of the other models. You see how they feel.
Absolutely.
They're all capable of doing it. They all have just a little bit different rides, but they're all fun.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Have a great time.
Here we are in the Dodge Challenger in the green. I don't know the exact color. This one's automatic, but I love the interiors of the new Challengers. Definitely a step up from when they first came out. This is a heavy car. I've driven a RT before, a 2010, and it felt like a heavy car. It didn't feel like a handling car. So this is 100% a heavy car. But here's the thing. It knows what it is, and that is that it's a straight line car. And I definitely can appreciate that. The car's overall nice. The dash has this like rubber. It's not like a hard plastic. It's rubberish. The seats are not bad. I think the seats in the Bullet are way better. Definitely more bolstering. These are clearly just more generic seats. Obviously not Ricardo's, but very nice car. I like it. If I could have a crap ton of cars, I definitely have this in my inventory. Now we're in the Charger, and same as the Challenger, the interior is just the same, so there's no complaints here. Obviously, 4-door versus 2-door. I don't know. The Charger it's an interesting proposal for like a daily driver, plus wheel drive, plus a lot of horsepower with that V8, assuming you could go with the V8. That would be fun. That would be a fun daily driver. I don't know for winters here in Illinois, but it would be nice. This steering wheel, this suede or Alcantara, whatever you want to call it, very nice. On the steering wheel, I was just in the Challenger. I don't remember that being on there. Obviously, those are options, but it's nice. It's very nice. So at the Chicago Auto Show, we don't just have your basic regular cars that are coming out, but you also have custom shops that come out here, and of course Slingshot is here too. But fully custom here, Jeep. We were just looking at Jeeps, but like as you can see, we got Symbolic Customs who works on them. We got a, what is this, a Chevy? I'm not sure what Chevy this is, but yeah, got a Toyota right there. We got the Vanderhall. We've seen this, I had this in one of my videos from Iron Gates. These things are pretty cool. 3-wheeler, one wheel on the back, 2 in the front. It's the Speedster, and it's 26,950, 6-gear, front-wheel drive, so that's interesting. It's an aluminum body, so that's pretty cool. Maximum speed of 140. Not bad, pretty interesting. I like how it's definitely an interesting look. I don't know if I care for it being front-wheel drive though. And of course you got your Corvettes and all the different generations. We got the C7 right here. A bunch of different ones. C1. What's that? Is that the C3 right there? I don't know exactly all of them. We got more custom Jeeps over here. Kind of all over the place. Some more slightly custom Jeeps here. So yeah, not just regular vehicles from regular manufacturers. You got Turtle Wax here too with their booth. Here we go. So in the front, I didn't show you guys, in the front there was a Ford GT, the new one. This looks to be the Ford GT from the earlier 2000s, and it is. Man, so this right here, what is it? A V8 manual. Don't get me wrong, I love the new one. I think the new one's great. I don't care that it doesn't have a V8, but that is badass. That is badass. Oh, I mean, yeah. If a cop pulls up in that, you're like, you know what? I'm not that fast.
Call it a day at that point.
Look at that. Look at that. We got an old 57 Chevy police car. That's pretty cool. See, you don't just come to the Chicago Auto Show and see your new releases or what manufacturers have. Yeah, oh yeah. So, here's what I'm a little mad about.
She's so pretty.
Here's what I'm a little upset about.
What you mad about?
So that's the new headlight design for the RCF. Remember before, it wasn't a full headlight. It was split.
What was that?
Yep. It was actually even more than that. And I'm like, why couldn't you just do that in the first? Why couldn't you just have a product?
Because you got to do something for the next model.
Damn,
we got to sell you a 2019 model after we sell you the 2018
But like,
model.
you can see the slight variations on it, but it still looks like the RCF. It just, there are slight, like the tail light over there looks like it's a little more angular, like there's slight line differences. Obviously the front headlights, but it's still a good looking car. Still a good looking car. And I loved when I drove it on the Autobahn. That's, you know. Yeah. Well, we drove the GSF on the Autobahn, I should say, but we drove the 6-cylinder RC, the RC350. And here's the new RCF Track Edition, carbon fiber hood, wing. Yeah, I'm saying. So this was announced as well, and this is pretty cool. Good on Lexus or Toyota, whatever you want to call them, for releasing this, because it needed it. I like the new headlights choice. I'm not the biggest fan of the old choice where like the LEDs were all split up and stuff like that, but I do like this better. It's a very, very slick looking car. I can't I can't complain. The transmissions in these, or at least in the old one that I drove, is absolutely amazing. The ZF transmission has it's a conventional torque converter transmission, but it has almost a virtually zero lag when you're using the paddles. So unlike let's say the Fords and the Chevys. However, I will say this, I still don't care for the weird exhaust, because now you have to find somebody that'll manufacture an aftermarket exhaust that fits that angular. So I don't care for that. Yeah. So I don't care for that. But otherwise,
I mean, the hole is kind of big. I feel like it's probably
the hole is kind of big. You might be able to get away with it.
I feel like you get a different fender, or I mean bumper.
Yeah, but now you're talking too much. Now you're talking like I want it easy.
But that piece is an insert. You can just replace that piece.
Now you're talking too much.
So remember that like 2 years ago?
Now we're in the RS5 Sportback, as they call it, because it's not a sedan. It's like a hatchback sedan. I don't know how they name these things. It looks like a sedan. I mean, the interior, listen, Audi, you nail it every time. I can't complain. The interior is beautiful. The actual gauge cluster, let me open this door for you guys. The actual gauge cluster is, let's turn that off. The gauge cluster, as everybody shows you guys, is absolutely amazing. Can't complain. You know, you got the dials here for the transmission. And then, of course, you got your screen up here. I used to be not a big fan of this where, like, it just sits there. And I think it does possibly go down. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. But, I don't care. It doesn't bother me too much. I mean, it's still a little different, a little weird, but it doesn't bother me too much like it used to. But, I mean, you got carbon fiber. You got this nice perforated, is that the word? Leather steering wheel, flat bottom. Very, very nice. I'm saying too much. I hate that. Seats are really good. Obviously not Recaro seats like the Mustang, so they have bolstering, but it's not amazing bolstering, but it's definitely not bad at all. I have to say that, you know, if there's a manufacturer that doesn't ever really disappoint with their interior, it's going to be Audi. And this is one of my favorite things right here. So Porsche actually lets the media sit in the cars, unlike when you're here on regular days. And I have to say, I mean, out of all the cars I've seen and out of all the supercars that I've actually sat in, something about sitting in a Porsche just is amazing. I love their transmission, is absolutely feels amazing. Obviously, I haven't gotten a chance to drive one, but just sitting here and rolling through the gears, you can feel the nonchiness. I love the simplicity of the gauges with the little digital gauge here to the right. Everything is just perfect. The steering wheel has one button on it. The rest of your buttons are here next to the shifter, very easily labeled and easy to use. Up here at the top for your media, for your screen. And I mean, this is the 718. I haven't said it. This is the Cayman GTS 718 GTS, and I love it. This is a manual, yellow, and I don't know what people like to drop in the background, but I just simply don't know what to say. I mean, it's such a small looking car, but I am shocked that I can fit in it with no issues. I have plenty of clearance for my legs, steering wheel adjustment, everything is just on point. I'm truly, I gotta hand it to Porsche on this, because this is absolutely impressive. There's nothing like sitting in one of these and knowing that you can fit in it. I can only imagine how this thing drives. I'd love to drive a GTS or maybe even a GT4 with a manual, just to see how this thing feels on the track and just in general how the drive is. What, you don't like it? I like it. Oh, this thing is amazing. Oh, I love the inside of this. So we're in the Alfa Romeo, what's the SUV name? I'll get you guys that in a moment here. The paddle shifters. Wow, those are paddle shifters. Nice aluminum. See, this is what I'm talking about. Paddle shifters, if you're gonna do a paddle shifted car, this is how the paddle shifter should be if they're on the column. If they're on the steering wheel, they don't need to obviously be this crazy big, but I like them on the column, and this right here is absolutely amazing. The interior, on point. The interior is on point. Carbon fiber, Alcantara suede, whatever you want to call it, leather, aluminum pieces, or plastic that looks like aluminum. A lot of soft material, a lot of leather. I mean, the dash has leather and carbon fiber. Everything looks very nice. The seats might be uncomfortable on a long drive. I can't say for sure. Definitely, I'm sure there's bolstering and stuff like that you would adjust, but I love this. This is a cool SUV. SUV wise, I think this is pretty nice. I bet this is a fun car or SUV to drive. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Really can't say much about this. Here we are in the Giulia Quattro. I can't say that word. That's not even, I'm not even going to attempt that. Very nice interior. I do like the gauge cluster. If you actually open the door, let me show you guys here real quick. If you open the door, and then you close it, get a little Alfa Romeo symbol come up there, which is pretty cool. I gotta say, just like the Stevio. Listen, don't judge me that I don't know the names. The interior is very nice. The paddles, everything's very similar or exactly the same, really. But I love it. This is a pretty nice car, I have to admit, for a sedan. It's very nice. I am sitting a little high. Can we adjust that? They are automatic. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys saw that, but we just dropped quite a bit. There's plenty of room there. It's a nice car. I can only imagine how it is to drive one day, right? One day. But yeah, there's really nothing much else to say. I think everything about this car is very nice. I like the performance numbers. I like the visual. I think I don't know about you, but visually it's very appealing. And now that I've been able to actually now for the first time sit in one at the Chicago Auto Show, the interior is very, very nice. As I mentioned earlier, there is also exotic cars here. It's not just a regular show, but we have looks like the Supercar challenge. Snap a picture of your favorite Supercar concept. Oh, we might have to do that. Got a nice Lotus here. Lamborghini Huracan. Was that Spider Performante? SV over there. Of course, the Bugatti Chiron. You really, I mean, what's there to say? I'm sure everybody online has shown this car.
Look at them first.
My apologies, that's the SVJ, not the S, just the SV. Very nice, very aggressive. That's crazy. What's the price here? $608,000? No problem. There's the new Urus, however you say it. $238,000. Not bad. That's it. We're done. That was it for this video. Not too much going on, just checking out the show. And as always, I've had tons of fun at the show. I'm super grateful for the Chicago Auto Show for providing me with the media tickets, because I get then the privilege of not having a tons of people around the vehicles and getting into sit into some of the vehicles that normally wouldn't be open during the normal days, which is very, very nice. One, obviously to get better footage, and two, to be able to actually sit down in a car that you might normally not get a chance to experience that. Now obviously we can't drive them, it is what it is. But if you are watching this and the show's still going on, go check it out. There's a Range Rover section, just like the Jeep section, where you actually get taken for a ride. That's tons of fun. That Jeep one was fun to do it. Go check out some of the cars. Go see the Supra in person, go see the GT500 in person, and let me know what you guys think. I like them. I'm super happy with them. I've had slight issues with the Supra, but it definitely isn't the looks, and the motor doesn't bother me, or engine should I say. The engine doesn't bother me. It's the interior and like the lug nuts and stuff like that, but that's a whole different thing we can talk about later. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.